gotten TBI overseas, and I had PTSD was a big thing. So when I got back home, and me not being the same person I was before, I was confused. I was confused on what had happened to me. I didn't want to accept that diagnosis. And it took me many years to accept that this is an issue I've got to overcome and reach out for help. They've helped me deposit into my relationships. The broken relationship is kind of like a bank account. You've got to slowly deposit back into that relationship to where you build trust again. And they helped me do that. With communication, they gave me the resources to feel safe. I was able to communicate with my family. I was able to share with them what was happening with Operation Stand Down. Simple joys like going to the Veterans Parade, I was able to share those stories with my family, and that made them feel secure because now I'm doing things I wouldn't have done before.
I pretty much went through all my resources, pretty much lost everything. I got evicted from my apartment that I was living in at the time. Terry Herrera was the first person I met, and just from there, everything just, it just changed, just so quick and stuff. It's like, there was more a glimmer of hope and everything. Where else are you going to be able? They work with you, getting your health back up. They work with getting you a job. I mean, the job I've got now is great. It's really amazing. It really is.
Working in the transition houses and seeing the veterans that were there, and after we had done the work for them and really kind of remodeled and landscaped for them, and the joy and pride that they took in having a place that looked great to live in really moved me to continue to help out with Operation Stand Down.
My name is Nathaniel Washington, and I am a housing case manager at Operation Stand Down. Some veterans are prevention, other veterans, they are literally homeless. So both fall into two different categories, but my role is to help them find affordable housing. There's no other organization that does what Operation Stand Down does. We do so much for veterans. It's more than just housing, financial assistance, resume writing. If a veteran needs assistance getting on e-benefits, if a veteran needs small food assistance, if a veteran needs clothes, there's mentorship. There's so much that Operation Stand Down does for the veterans within our community.
In March, my wife was laid off from her job. We were able to pay March and April's rent with the stimulus check. And after that, we had no more money. Our monthly was about $3,000 a month to pay the bills. And we were getting $1,800 a month. So there was no way to do it. We were forced to make a choice. Do we pay rent or do we buy groceries and pay the bills? We chose to buy groceries and pay the bills. So within 2 months, we didn't know what we were going to do. And somebody referred us to Operation Stand Down. The stress I was under from thinking that I was about to die and my wife and son were going to end up homeless was crushing me. And these people they're a godsend. They really are. They just took over everything. Getting me VA benefits that I had long passed up. filing for my wife to become a home health care provider and getting her paid for it. Paying the 2 months rent we were behind, and then getting us into a new home in Gallatin under the HUD-VASH program. So I don't want to die, but at least I know when it happens, my wife and son are going to be taken care of. They have a home that they'll be able to pay for, and I'm just so grateful. I just love these people. Every night when we pray, they're in our prayers. We ask God to bless them the way they've been a blessing to us.
I have a teenage son, and I never thought at the age of 60 I'd be in a situation where I would have to leave my home. Fortunately, I was able to sell the home, not make a big profit, but not have to go into foreclosure. And I found myself and my son living in our car for about 2 weeks. And I came in to the office and I was amazed. I walked in and Rick was the first person that I saw, and he had a big smile on his face, and he said, "Let's see what we can do for you." And immediately everyone here just stepped up and stepped in to help get me and my son off the street, made sure that we had something to eat, assisted with job, employment. I was amazed. I didn't even know that Operation Stand Down existed, and they stepped in and filled the gap for us. If you're willing to help yourself, they're willing to go the extra mile to help you achieve your goals. And I would recommend it to any veteran. I would recommend it to anybody as far as how well the Operation Stand Down does their job and the people that actually care about, what's going on in your life. I know as a veteran and reaching the age of 60 before, I had hard times in my life and never imagined that I would be in that spot, that I was almost embarrassed to admit that I needed help. And having people that talk to you and tell you they appreciated your service and do whatever they can do to make sure that you have your needs met. And like I said, if you're willing to help yourself, Operation Stand Down is ready to help you.
My marriage had failed me after 20 years. I started getting in a dark place. You live by yourself and stuff. I started isolating myself, wouldn't go around nobody. And I don't know, I was just thinking about ending it, really. But I was one of those that was, okay, I'm looking for a way out. Just somebody show me a way out, I'll take it. And some friends of mine just happened to come over that night, or that day. And I was thinking about maybe doing something that night. Ronald, something told us to come over and see you. I was like, "You're kidding me." He's like, "Yeah." So I was like, okay. I didn't ever tell him then what was going through my mind, but I was like, and she goes, "You need to come live with us for a while." I said, "Okay, I'll go." Her friend told her about Operation Stand Down. They help veterans. And she said, "Would you like to check it out?" I was like, "Yeah, I'd like to check it out," because I ain't never been to Veterans Hospital, much less, a place like this. So I called down here and told them I'd like to get in their program. I got approved for an apartment. I got approved for a voucher. In less than 2 weeks, I should be moving into my own place.
So I retired as a Command Sergeant Major, E9 in the Army. That's the highest enlisted rank achievable, yes, yeah. It's reserved to only 1.3% of people who actually enlist. So yeah, definitely a goal I wanted and I reached it. And I was very, very happy that I did. So as I was transitioning, you get exposed to a lot of different entities, corporations, businesses. So I got aware of Operation Stand Down Tennessee and what they would do, reached out, and I was able to have a meeting and kind of a initial questionnaire kind of feeling with Arlie Haddix, and when I had that initial, he told me, hey, exactly what Operation Stand Down was, what they provide, what they can do for you, and how they can assist with transitioning members from the military. So, and he did. He provided great insight into how to write a resume, what it should look like. He actually was detailed about asking what specific skills and training and knowledge I had from the military, and even after. And he actually ran me through like the words to use. These are the phrases you should use to kind of pinpoint and draw out a lot of your profession of what you've done and your skills, so people know like all the great things that you can provide for them and their companies.
If you're a veteran and you're fixing to lose your home because of the coronavirus or maybe some disability or something, they will help you out. If you're hungry, they will help you out. Even if you've got family members, a wife, children, and so on and so forth, they will help you out. If you need a job, they will help you out. VA benefits, they'll help you out. They'll even help you get food stamps if you need food stamps. They've really been an incredible help to me. I don't know what I'd have done with it. I would have been on the street without Operation Stand Down.
When I drove through Nashville and looked around, I said, that's where I want to start over. I want to get my life together. I was tired of getting high and drinking all day, every day. So when I went home, my sister, 2 weeks later, she said, Irvin, you sure this is what you want? I said, yeah, I got to get out of here. I got to better myself, So I came to Nashville. When I came to Nashville, the first place I went to was the VA hospital, and they recommended Operation Stand Down. I've gotten everything I need to get out of here. I've gained my weight back. I've even went to school for CNA, and I got my certificate for that. I am grateful. I'm blessed, and I'm satisfied with what I've accomplished here at Operation Stand Down. Because I'll put it like this: when you come in this program, they help you if you want help. And if you're sincere about changing your life and doing better and stuff, they are here for you. I'm telling you, they're here for you. If you got any kind of physical, legal, any type of problems you may have that you need to get something done about, they are here to help you with it. If they can't help you with it, they direct you to the people who can help you further.
It's helped me refocus, and just the stability has helped out tremendously with me refocusing on myself and trying to get better and be sober. And I had a real I don't care attitude about everything, so it's really helped me straighten up. I would recommend this Operation Stand Down to any veteran, as I have already, because it just helps you be stable and get into the place you need to be in your life. Because I know a lot of veterans that float and just aren't stable.
Good morning, and welcome to the 10th Annual Heroes Breakfast, benefiting Operation Stand Down Tennessee. Coming to you from their headquarters in Nashville. Wherever you are, please stand if you are able for the national anthem. sung by our special guests, Love and Theft.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleam, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets' red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
To offer our invocation, we welcome Captain Courtney Warren, U.S. Army Reserve, pastor, and Operation Stand Down team member.
Let us bow. Father, you said in your word that you are our shepherd, and we shall not want. We come today to thank you for being that shepherd and providing us with our needs. Through the difficulties that we face in today's world, you said in your word that you have not given us the spirit of fear, but you have given us the spirit of a sound mind. Thank you for that sound mind. We also want to thank you, Lord, for the veterans who have served this country. You said in your word, Lord, that you honor faithfulness. For without faith, it is impossible to please you. We do this, Lord, to please you, to bring you glory and honor to your name. Thank you for protecting us. Thank you for covering us. And thank you for keeping us. Bless this nation, Lord, the President of the United States, the United States Congress, United States Supreme Court, and the citizens of this country, Lord. Bless us, watch over us, keep us, Lord, as only you know how, Lord. We love you and we praise you and we thank you. Amen. You may now be seated.
Good morning, everybody. I'm Dan Thomas, your host for the morning. Many of you know me as a meteorologist at WSMV News 4, but I'm also an Air Force veteran. During my time in service, I had a number of assignments all related to meteorology while stationed both in the United States and the Middle East. Because I've served, Operation Stand Down Tennessee has special meaning to me, and I'm honored to be with you today. As we begin, we'd like to take a moment to thank our top sponsors for this event. Presenting sponsor, Delta Dental of Tennessee. Our 4-star general sponsor, Tractor Supply Company, and our generals sponsor, Amazon. Technical support for this event is being provided by our streaming partner, Internet Imagineering, and our videography partner, Blue Sky Filmworks. In the lobby, you can click to see all sponsors and table hosts. I'd also like to direct your attention to the lower part of the screen. Throughout our program there, you'll find information on how to make your tax-deductible donation to this wonderful nonprofit organization. For those just being introduced to Operation Stand Down Tennessee, allow me to give you a little background that explains why this organization is a vital resource. There are currently 128,000 veterans living in Tennessee, with an average of 200 veterans and their families who move or transition into the area every month. Think of all the questions you have when you move to someplace new and need to connect to new services. Operation Stand Down Tennessee is that place. It is the only VA-recognized service center in the state where veterans receive wraparound services to engage, equip, and empower them in their civilian lives. And consider this, Nearly 50% of post 9/11 veterans say they had emotionally traumatic or distressing experiences related to their military service. That's double the percentage of veterans from previous eras. They need a place to turn, and the best decision they can make is turning to Operation Stand Down Tennessee. Why? Because right here they'll find either the resources they need under this roof or get connected to what they need from our partners. If you were standing in my shoes this morning, you could sense the energy that permeates this place. One major reason is that renovations on this building are now complete. Hallelujah. And you're going to have the opportunity this morning to get acquainted with this vastly improved facility. I'll also introduce you to a number of people critical to this organization, and as a bonus, you'll hear from several government officials who send their regards. We're grateful that our governor, the Honorable Bill Lee, has taken time to send you his greetings.
Hey everybody, Governor Bill Lee here. While we can't be together in person, I'm honored to be part of the Heroes Breakfast to celebrate the veterans of Tennessee who have selflessly served and fought for our nation. But I'd also like to thank Operation Stand Down Tennessee for their service to veterans across our state. As the only VA-recognized Veteran Service Center in Tennessee, Operation Stand Down has provided comprehensive resources to veterans for years, and I appreciate all they do to support our veterans. I'd also like to thank General Scott Brower for his years of dedication to this mission and to the safety of all Tennesseans throughout the COVID-19 pandemic as Chief of Staff for the Unified Command Group. Enjoy this morning's breakfast as you take the time to reflect on all our veterans have done for our country as you celebrate them and fellowship with them today.
Diane Spencer has a deep family connection to the work here at Operation Stand Down Tennessee, and rightly so. Her father, John Fugler, was an Army combat veteran of World War II, Korea, and Vietnam. And her mother is a civilian survivor of the Battle of Okinawa. Now a vice president of Regions Bank, Diane is a longtime volunteer here and currently serves as president of the board of directors. Let's turn things over to Diane.
Thanks, Dan. 11 years ago, I would have been standing in the middle of a dilapidated grocery store. Today, I'm coming to you from the beautiful, reborn Nashville Veteran Service Center. Operation Stand Down launched in 1993 with just a 3-day event focused on meeting the basic needs of homeless veterans. But what was originally envisioned was much larger, and it's now become a reality, especially over the past 5 years under the leadership of our recently retired CEO, John Crenson. Today, Operation Stand Down is a vibrant home front for all Tennessee veterans, meeting a broad spectrum of needs. It is a thriving nonprofit in a spacious and functional facility with an ever-expanding portfolio of program offerings and an array of strategic partnerships. John retired as CEO in August, and because the breakfast was postponed, he didn't get to say goodbye in person. The board of directors honored him at that time with one of the new Portraits of Patriots, which will hang in the lobby here. Now let's hear from John, who is enjoying retirement on his farm in Deckard, Tennessee.
Diane, thank you so much. And I tell you, it's such a privilege to be able to join everyone for this year's Heroes Breakfast, the 10th annual, as you all know. And of course, we're having to do this in new ways, but you know the old military mantra, adapt and overcome. That is what you all are doing today with this breakfast, and it's what Operation Stand Down Tennessee has been doing in this new COVID environment. I just want to say thank you. All the great community support we've received throughout the years. You know, we're going on over 27, 28 years of service in this community. Bill Burley, our founding director, has just done an unbelievable job taking Stand Down from a 3-day event to a full-time service organization and serving those veterans most in need, our chronically homeless veterans. And then over the last half dozen years, we've transformed, again, adapt and overcome. And as we began working with a new generation of veterans, particularly from the 9/11 era, we've had to transform what we do and how we do it in ways that are relevant and most productive for our veterans today. And that gave us the opportunity to prevent homelessness, and even better, to help veterans in their transition to civilian life. We've had wonderful leadership from our board. I had the privilege to serve with 3 board presidents, Bob Tuke, Martha Boyd, Diane Spencer. Diane, again, thank you. And all 3 terrific, terrific leaders. And of course, all our board and all our staff. And so as I have left my role as CEO of Operation Stand Down Tennessee, I think the thing that I'm most proud of is how strong this organization is. Operation Stand Down, with your help, is not going anywhere. We are strong, we are serving, we are necessary, and best yet is that we have a great new leader in Eden Murray as our CEO, who is perfectly positioned to take us to the next level. We have a terrific staff, and we are serving terrific individuals and our veterans. So thank you from the bottom of my heart, and I'm just so pleased and honored that I continue to play a role and be associated with Operation Stand Down Tennessee going forward into the future. God bless you and thank you.
In the military, personnel are promoted through the ranks. The same is true here at Operation Stand Down. Our founding CEO, Bill Burley, was a lieutenant colonel. John Crenson was a colonel. And our new CEO continued that upward momentum when she joined us 3 years ago as our Chief Operating Officer. Brigadier General Eden Murray took the reins in September and already is making a huge impact. Under her tremendous leadership, we can expect to see great things. Join me in welcoming Eden Murray, CEO of Operation Stand Down Tennessee.
Good morning and welcome. We're so glad you could see us. I've been with Operation Stand Down Tennessee for 4 years, but I'd like to share about my first visit here. Actually, let me back up even further. In my military career, I headed the Air Force Services Department, and I was responsible for a $2 billion annual budget. After my 29-year career, I left the military, and like many veterans, I found myself searching for my place in the civilian marketplace. It was sort of discouraging. I came to Nashville in 2014, wondering if I'd ever find a place to really utilize my talents. To gain civilian credibility, I even earned my MBA at Vanderbilt. What a wonderful surprise to find that Operation Stand Down Tennessee offered the kind of encouragement I needed. I had a truly remarkable meeting with John. He got me. He understood what I'd been going through, and he saw the contributions I could make. I immediately embraced his vision of making this a place for every veteran. I'm proud that we have a facility now where every veteran can walk in and find something that meets their needs and expectation, whether that's career services, benefits navigation, social connection, housing, or crisis services. We've got your six. I'm honored to now take command as CEO. I'm so grateful for the legacy I can draw on, and I'm excited about what our future holds, especially with your support.
Thank you, General Murray. You're off to a great start leading this incredible mission. Coming to you this morning, we bring you greetings from U.S. Senator Marsha Blackburn.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to the 10th annual Operation Stand Down Breakfast. This is really quite an occasion, and you are to be thanked and honored for the great work that you do. In the U.S. Senate, I am a member of the Veterans Affairs Committee, and I'm so familiar with the obstacles that our warriors are facing when they come home and return to civilian life. And every year, we know that there are more veterans who are falling victim to unemployment and homelessness, barriers to education and social isolation. But because of you and organizations like you, there is hope. For almost 30 years, Operation Stand Down has delivered comfort, cheer, and a helping hand to Tennessee veterans. Your dedication is a cause worth supporting. It is a testimony to the important role that veterans are playing in our community, and a reminder that we all have a lot of work to do to make certain that these brave men and women are going to have their needs met. So thank you so much for your continuation of support for Tennessee veterans.
As veterans, we're blessed to come home after our missions, but not everyone has. One hero who did not come home was Sean Mullen. Sean was killed in action, and we are joined this morning by Special Forces comrades who will tell us about his dedication, generous spirit, and commitment to excellence.
Good morning. My name is Chief Warrant Officer 4 Orlando Grimes from 2nd Battalion, 5th Special Forces Group Airborne. I have the privilege of serving in the same battalion as Sean Mullen as the Battalion Operations Warrant Officer. I would like to start off by saying thank you to Operation Stand Down Tennessee for allowing me this opportunity to speak with you this morning. And congratulations to this year's recipient of the Sean Mullen Above and Beyond Award. Through his career, Sean Mullen continued to go above and beyond by volunteering for some of the most difficult jobs and schools the military has to offer, like the Special Forces Qualification Course, becoming a Special Forces Warrant Officer, and serving as an Assistant Detachment Commander for Operational Detachment Alpha 5221. Sean also went above and beyond by participating in multiple deployments and training exercises that required a great deal of effort and preparation. His drive served as a motivation and inspiration to the men that served with him. It is always important to recognize those who go above and beyond. These men and women inspire with their work ethic, and they sacrifice so much of their time to accomplish the mission in the same manner that Sean Mullen always carried himself. So once again, thank you and congratulations.
Here to present the award is CEO of Delta Dental of Tennessee, Dr. Phil Wink.
Veterans have always been a priority to me personally and to Delta Dental. We believe it's a way of giving back for all of our vets who have sacrificed for the love of our country. I'm particularly honored to present this award, especially in a year like we're having, where it seems like much has been lost. This year's award goes to Terry Herrera, Program Manager for the Welcome Center and a retired Air Force Senior Master Sergeant. Congratulations, Terry.
Thank you, Dr. Wink. I have to say, it's an honor, but also humbling to receive this award. I've always tried to do my best with any task I've been assigned, first in the Air Force and now here. I love what I do, helping people, especially veterans. The services we provide were inspired by what we hear from the veterans who walk through our doors. It's so rewarding to design and implement programs and see the ways they literally change people's lives. I'd like to thank Sean's comrades, my coworkers and fellow managers, and my team, Caitlin, Catherine, and Ricky. I'd like to close by offering a special thank you to all who support us here at Operation Stand Down, Tennessee. We appreciate you.
As a veteran himself, Congressman Mark Green has an understanding of what veterans face. He sends you this message.
Hi, everyone. Good morning. This is Congressman Mark Green, and it's an honor to join you today. I wanted to take a few minutes to recognize the life-changing work of Operation Stand Down and its impact on the veteran community. Having worn the uniform for over 20 years and now with a son in the Army, ensuring our service members and veterans are taken care of is near and dear to my heart. Every effort must be made to give them the very best, which is why I'm so proud to support Operation Stand Down. You know, Tennessee is home to over 450,000 veterans, with a large number of those living right here in Middle Tennessee. We honor each of them, and we remain thankful for their contributions to our safety. Our veterans make up the fabric of our state. They are our teachers, nurses, grocery clerks, our firefighters, our police. Veterans are vital to our economy, too, in Tennessee. They support tens of thousands of jobs, contribute billions to the economy, and own close to 60,000 businesses. And tragically, estimates show that around 1,000 veterans in our state are homeless. Operation Stand Down has been doing great work in Middle Tennessee to help veterans for almost 30 years through collaborations with community partners. Operation Stand Down provides a wide variety of resources to aid veterans and their families in the transition from service member to civilian. Their services include transitional housing, crisis support, VA assistance, and employment services. But one of Operation Stand Down's most innovative resources, one of my favorite, is their paid fellowship for veterans and their spouses who are transitioning into the workforce. It includes placement with a local employer and classes at Belmont University's College of Business. These services offer crucial support for our veterans and their families adjusting to civilian life. In Congress, I'm committed to fighting for veterans. That's why my very first bill, introduced as a member of Congress, was a pro-veteran bill, the Protecting Gold Star Spouses Act. It would ensure that Gold Star families never miss a payment, even during a lapse in appropriations. Operation Stand Down's contributions and commitment to serving our veterans do not go unnoticed or unappreciated. We are grateful for them, and we thank you, Operation Stand Down, for everything you do for the veteran community here in Tennessee. Have a great day.
The Welcome Center is the front door of Operation Stand Down, the place people enter to find the services they need. They're greeted warmly and have the opportunity to express their needs. That puts them on a clear path to the information and resources they desire from a staff truly dedicated to serving them. Here are the administrative offices, which have a great view of the operation below. And looking down, we see both case managers as well as VA liaisons and Davidson County Veterans Service officers. Back here, you'll see a computer lab and 4 consult rooms to meet privately about finances and other personal matters. One room is called soft seating for hard conversations. Sometimes veterans just need a safe, comfortable place to chill out, and that's the Edge Hill Welcome Center. There's even a patio just outside the door with a wheelchair lift. Pretty cool, huh? Now here's a video that tells more about Operation Stand Down Tennessee's commitment and service to veterans.
I started getting in a dark place. You know, you live by yourself and stuff. I started isolating myself, wouldn't go around nobody. And I don't know, I was just thinking about ending it, really.
Oh, I thought so low of myself and terrible, just terrible, you know. I loved everyone around me except myself, you know.
I was hoping that I could get some assistance because I was in a messed up situation.
I pretty much went through all my resources, pretty much lost everything. I got evicted from my apartment.
I found myself and my son living in our car for about 2 weeks.
I just became like recluse, and I didn't talk to anybody.
Thinking that I was about to die and my wife and son were going to end up homeless was crushing me.
One of the most important things that the veterans of this community have is community support. And what Operation Stand Down is able to do for the veterans is to kind of bring all that support together and then pass it out to people who need it a lot or people who need it a little.
It gave me time, it took the pressures off, gave me a bed to sleep in, gave me food to eat. And I could really stop and think, what direction do I want to take? What is going to make me happy?
I've coined this place, I call it the do-over.
Operation Stand Down helped me, and a lot of people get the benefits that's due to them that they don't even know about.
I would have been on the street without Operation Stand Down.
Whatever you're asking, whatever concern you may have, or even if it's just being around like individuals who are veterans, that you know that everything that person is thinking of, whatever they're gonna help, whatever they're approaching to assisting you is about helping you, the veteran.
We want to make sure that we're a welcoming and passionate place like we've always been, but we want the broader veteran community to see us that way too and to feel just as welcome.
Operation Stand Down really provides a place for people being kind of kicked out of the nest of the military to land on their feet. It's really helped me build a network and feel comfortable in my transition from the Navy to the corporate world.
Operation Stand Down helped me with resume writing. They helped me to get business cards. They gave me advice with my LinkedIn profile. They even helped me with my e-benefits as I was transitioning and going through the medical process.
They help you if you want help. And if you're sincere about changing your life and doing better and stuff, they are here for you.
It made me think of a future at 61 years old that I could actually get back out there.
Having a team around me, giving me guidance, support, mentoring, networking, it made such a difference to get me from kind of where I was, which was fear, was frustration, or the unknown, to a very action-oriented plan.
They will teach you things and guide you on this journey that you did for yourself. You made that choice to come to Operation Stand Down and change your life. And don't forget what a big deal that is.
Operation Stand Down gives veterans back what they felt when they was in the military. A sense of belonging. I can't thank Operation Stand Down enough.
We know COVID has changed a lot of things in 2020. One thing it didn't change was our commitment to veterans. We have not closed our doors, we have not reduced services, and we have not had any COVID transmissions at any of our welcome centers or transitional houses. When we were considering who we wanted to be our keynote speaker, we thought of the veteran who's been leading the state's COVID response and advising Governor Lee in navigating these uncharted waters. Please join me in welcoming General Scott Brower, Chief of Staff for the Unified Task Force.
Hi, folks. My name's Scott Brower, and thanks for joining us here today for Operation Stand Down's 10th Annual Heroes Breakfast. And a happy Veterans Day to all of our veterans that are joining us today. I know some would tell me to say happy belated Veterans Day, but I'm from Clarksville, Tennessee, and our mayor up there, Joe Pitts, always says every day is Veterans Day in Clarksville. So I think we can bring that down to Nashville today for this event as well. So happy Veterans Day, everybody. I hate that we're not together right now, but I do think it is the right thing to do. It gives me an opportunity today to send this message to you from our state capitol in the old Supreme Court chambers here in our state capitol. And I've had a chance to spend some time in this room. I love old historic buildings, and it just gives you a chance to reflect on our history and all the change that's taken place over years. And I did the same just thinking about Operation Stand Down. It was 2015 in Clarksville, Tennessee, when I attended my first Operation Stand Down Heroes Breakfast. It was in the basement of a local business. There was probably 45, 50 of us down there. It felt a little bit like a speakeasy. It definitely was not COVID compliant at the time, but it was the start of something beautiful and something great that you all are now part of. And that's grown into, during normal times, events and convention centers in Nashville where we have 500-600 people together that show so many people that truly care about our veteran population. So thanks for joining us today, and I'm glad that Operation Stand Down took this approach. While I would love to be with you, I definitely think this is the right way to go about this, because clearly this is a time of great uncertainty. Not only are we dealing with COVID, but also the social unrest that we're seeing in our society right now are two of those great unknowns and stressors in our society. And I know for many of our veterans and military service members and others as well, we've all seen stressors or uncertainty in our lives. I know while I was in uniform, there was many times where I saw that. Probably first in 1990 as a second lieutenant going to Desert Storm, having never been in combat before. Then again in 2001, right after 9/11, when I was a company commander of 5th Special Forces Group, and we left on the 4th of October to head over to Afghanistan and start our nation's response after that attack. Again as a major in 2003 when we were back in Iraq for Operation Iraqi Freedom. And the most recent challenge that I faced in 2018, when after 34 years as a cadet and a soldier, I took my uniform off and invaded the civilian world and re-entered that chaos right there, which was probably one of the biggest challenges that I've ever faced. And I say that because when in uniform, through all those years, what I always had was structure, purpose, direction, standards, and teammates that were around me that helped make things very, very clear. In the civilian world, a lot of that becomes unknown or unclear, and it's a challenge, and sometimes it causes great angst or worry or hardship for some of our veterans as they make that transition. And I think one of the biggest challenges we face with our veterans is sometimes it's not always clear what they bring to the table, because a lot of those attributes that we use inside the military that are very clear on how they bring value just aren't as clear in the civilian sector. And we all need to work to try to help them figure that out. I've been very blessed as I transition out of the military, and I've been afforded several opportunities to try to bring value and find my next path. First was as the military advisor in residence at Austin Peay State University, where I was able to help our 2,800 plus military affiliated students, our active duty veterans and their family members. And currently right now serving as the chief of staff for the Governor's Unified Command Group, working on the COVID problem that our state, nation, and the world are facing. Governor Lee formed that task force back in March of this year, and I was asked to join that team as the chief of staff to try to help provide a level of coordination, synchronization, collaboration, and possibly help provide some level of calm in that storm that everyone was dealing with. And the very first thing that I did to try to help do that was find two other people just like me, a veteran. Working inside of state government already, was a former 160th aviator that I knew had those types of skills. And then my old Sergeant Major, Mario Vigil, who served in 5th Special Forces Group for well over 2 decades, and brought both of them on to be part of the team. And I think what we were able to do was join many, many other servant leaders that already existed inside of state government that were very good at their jobs, but just were not as used to operating in the chaos and chaotic environment that we are now faced with COVID. So I think what we learned in the military very quickly impacted how our state was responding. We showed that we had value and that we could be helpful to the team. What we did in uniform clearly demonstrated we had value out of uniform, still while serving. And as we took on that role, and over the last 7 months, Governor Lee's charged our team basically to travel the state of Tennessee and to visit with communities and talk to their leaders and find out what their challenges are and how we from the state level can help them. And what it's allowed us to see as we've gone across this state are tremendous, selfless servants, our healthcare workers that have done just an incredible job over the last 7-8 months, the first responders that right alongside with them, from our law enforcement officials to our ambulance squads, our EMS teams, and everybody else, our firemen and women that just do such a phenomenal job. And let's not forget our teachers that have found a way to help keep the vast majority of our children safe in school, to get them an education. So many of them are just selfless servants, and it's such a great opportunity for me and a humbling privilege to get to see so many of them. So I ask of each of you, if you have an opportunity to say thank you to any of them, please take the time to do that. Thank you for their service. I know for us in uniform over the last 20 years, whether it's walking through an airport or a store, so many people have come up to us and said, thank you for your service. It's something that's always made me feel a little bit uncomfortable and never really knew how to respond to that statement. I wasn't doing it for their thanks, but it still felt good to hear it, but I was never sure how to respond. Until just recently, I heard a story of a young soldier that absolutely nailed it. He was walking through an airport one day, and somebody told him, thank you for your service. And his response was the perfect response. He said, you're worth it. And that to me was such a powerful, powerful message. Because, ladies and gentlemen, our communities, our state, our country, the citizens, our neighbors, our families, we are worth it. We are worth taking care of each other and doing these things. So whether it's the service member, it's that first responder, that healthcare professional, that nurse, that teacher, thank them for their service and what they're doing for each and every one of us, because it makes every one of us better. There's just so many good people out there. As we've traveled, we've seen and heard of all these incredible efforts and undertakings of individuals and these selfless acts during this pandemic. And I truly wish that it was coming to an end. But unfortunately, we're not quite there yet. There's more obstacles and hurdles that are going to be in front of us that we're going to have to overcome. And we should do that, and we should strive to do that together. One thing when people ask, what can you do? I'll tell you very simply, for the love of God, wear a mask when you're in public. It's not a political statement. It's not anything we should be ashamed of. It's probably something that most of us don't want to do. But ladies and gentlemen, I've been around all the health professionals, and at the end of the day, the science tells us that it makes a difference. So for that little inconvenience, I'd ask you, put a mask on when you're in a crowd. Help take care of each other, right? It's the right thing to do. And so I've talked about some of the obstacles and hurdles that we've all faced, and there's more to come. And our veterans hit some of those hurdles as well. And it could be after serving 3 years or after serving 30. And it matters not how long they served. They chose to put on the uniform of our nation and answer the call when our nation needed them. They're part of that rare air, the 1% of our citizens today that have put the uniform of our nation on. They answered the call. I'm asking you now to find a way to do what you can to help care for those that have cared for all of us. Whether that's a donation, a chance, an opportunity, a hand or a hug, find a way to help make a difference for these veterans and their families. The fact that you chose to join us today shows that you care enough to be here with us and to look after them. So I'm asking you to go just a little bit further. Operation Stand Down has truly been one of those beacons of light for our veteran population. During this pandemic, they've never closed. They never shuttered their doors. They never turned anybody away. They never had to furlough any of their staff. And they still have served over 2,500 plus veterans that were in need of some kind of assistance. And so to them, they have my thanks and gratitude for taking care of so many that have taken care of us. So why do I ask that? Earlier, I told that story of that young soldier in the airport and how he said, "You're worth it." Ladies and gentlemen, our veterans are worth it too. So please find that way to help them, because when you do and we get them back in a position where they can help us, we're all better for it. We'll have better communities, a better state, a better nation. And that's just something that we should all be very, very thankful for. So thanks so much for letting me share part of today with you. God bless each and every one of you. Thanks and take care.
Thank you, General Brower. We are indeed navigating uncharted waters and appreciate your timely insights. You might tend to think of veteran services in mundane terms like paperwork and even more paperwork, but that's not always the case. One wall away from the Welcome Center is Create Events. What is Create Events? Earlier, if you recall, Diane mentioned the strategic partnerships that Operation Stand Down Tennessee has formed, and this is one of them. The objective here is to help combat veterans explore the arts and express themselves using music, creative writing, and visual arts. As they develop their gifts, many find clarity, healing, and inspiration. Now we're in for a treat. We're gonna welcome back Love and Theft to perform a new song. Here they are again, Love and Theft.
Always took my pulse before I took the patience. Had to keep it together, still see their faces. Am I gonna make it, Doc? Will I make it through? I'm crying out for help, but there ain't nothing I can do. I feel so helpless. When I close my eyes, I feel so helpless. When I turn out the lights, the more chaos I see, the calmer I'll be. But the calmer it gets, the more chaos in me. I feel so helpless. I still wake up in a pool of sweat. My wife's still there. Man, I'm so blessed. I've always lived my life helping everyone I see, but I can't help myself. Thank God she's helping me. I feel so helpless. When I close my eyes, I feel so helpless. When I turn out the lights, the more chaos I see, the calmer I'll be. But the calmer it gets, the more chaos in me. I feel so helpless. I feel so helpless. Some things you cannot see, those demons haunting me, running so helpless. I feel so helpless.
Thank you, gentlemen, for sharing your talents this morning. Nashville Mayor John Cooper graciously sent Operation Stand Down Tennessee the following message.
Hi, I'm Mayor John Cooper, and welcome to the Nashville Heroes Breakfast. First, let me say thank you to Operation Stand Down for giving me an opportunity to share just a few words with you today. And let me thank you for your service. I am honored as mayor to serve all the veterans who are in attendance today. And I especially want to thank our combat veterans, specifically the men and women who bravely served our country in World War II, Korea, Vietnam, Desert Shield, Desert Storm, Iraq, and Afghanistan. And I also want to recognize the Metro Council's Veteran Caucus. Finally, let me give a most special thank you to our veteran families. Thank you to the wives and husbands, brothers and sisters, and children who surround our veterans. They have all sacrificed so much so the rest of us could count on you. You answered the call and served our nation, and now it's our turn to serve you. It's our turn to support you as you pursue your dreams as entrepreneurs and teachers, as you build homes and raise families. When our soldiers come home and hang up their uniforms, then it becomes our turn to honor them and champion them. It's one of the greatest callings as a community that we have, and that's why I'm grateful to organizations like Operation Stand Down Tennessee. I know this morning you'll hear from fellow veterans who have worked with Operation Stand Down to find housing, to find employment, and more. And I know in today's virtual audience, we have plenty of small businesses that make good on their pledge to support our veterans every day. As mayor, my job is to make sure city government does our part in making Nashville a veterans-friendly city by investing in neighborhoods you live in, supporting the small businesses that serve you, building great schools for your children, and of course, always honoring your service, your bravery, and your leadership. Happy Veterans Day.
Now we want to welcome two special members of the staff, Kyle Steffen and EJ Hirsch, who have a lot in common. Both are program managers, served as Army sergeants, they're Purple Heart recipients, and both are blazing new trails to serve the next generation of veterans. Let's hear from Kyle and EJ.
Good morning. I'm Kyle, and I'm the Program Manager for Career Services.
And I'm EJ, the Program Manager for CallSign Connect.
Eden told you about her employment struggles after leaving the military, and unfortunately, her situation is not uncommon.
That's where we come in. We help vets identify skills, their passions, their experiences, their strengths, and their weaknesses.
We work with them to know who they are so they can identify what they can do and do well. That can mean anything from aptitude testing to developing interview skills to securing clothes that make a positive impression.
We use our connections to secure employment and provide ongoing support through all of the transitions a veteran goes through.
It can sometimes be a tough job, but I get fired up when I see someone who rallies his or her determination to succeed in the workforce.
Before COVID, we would host all kinds of seminars and meetings in person here, but we have now shifted to virtual. We conduct 12-step groups, provide career workshops, career panels, even international conferences from this room.
All our technology has one purpose: to stay connected to our veterans. We've also established a COVID-19 group on our page, creating an online community for support and information. It's become a great tool to combat the isolation some vets feel.
We occasionally do buddy checks and let people know they can message us so we can intervene before a difficult situation spirals downward. We want veterans to find their place within the community.
As they isolate to social distance, they are putting their transition on hold. So we're pouring a ton of energy toward moving people forward.
Just like you never abandon a soldier on the battlefield, we are committed to stand with our fellow veterans. But we cannot do that without your help. Let me be blunt. We need the funds to get the homeless veterans off the streets, to provide groceries, to support recovery, to assist with next careers, and to provide a sense of community.
Your gift makes this happen. It helps rebuild lives, find hope, and secure the things that veterans need to survive. and to thrive. We finally have a building that makes a strong statement of our commitment to provide first-class services. Our building shows we're investing in veterans' lives and that they matter. We're doing great things, but we have new avenues to expand. All it takes is funding.
You can help us meet our goals. Use the information below to make your gift. Thank you for spending your time with us this morning. We hope that we have encouraged and energized you. And remember, we're counting on your assistance.
Thanks, guys. Veterans have given so much to us, and now is the time to show your support. You can express your appreciation for their service and for all that's accomplished on their behalf through Operation Stand Down Tennessee, through giving. It's been my honor being with you today. If you'd like to hang out a bit longer, we'll have one more song from our friends, Love and Theft. Otherwise, have a fantastic day.
I woke up pounding head with a bottle laying in the bed. There was a little bit left, so I picked it up and I killed the rest. Oh, I know I'm going to heaven, but I can't go with me like this. I need to pull myself together before then. Lord, I ain't afraid of dying, but what scares me to death is meeting Jesus. Whiskey on my breath. Love all serving all my friends. I broke all the one I lost in. Yeah, but Jesus died for all my sins, and that's how I know I'm getting in. Oh, I know I'm going to heaven, but I can't go with me like this. I need to pull myself together before then. Thank you.